Guppy. This is my recently acquired ML320. Now I picked this up from the original owner and it has 250,000 miles on it. Drove it here to the shop and there's a lot of little things wrong with it, but you know, does this car still have some life in it? You still see a lot of these ML320s driving around. So what I decided to do with this car is just do a video series called High Mileage ML320, Is It Worth Saving? So what I'm going to do in part one is we're just going to do a quick walk around. I put it up on the lift because you really want to look at the suspension. You want to look for leaks. You want to look for excessive wear underneath, and of course rust. I tell you, if you get one of these, they're rusty, run. If they've been exposed to road salt excessively, run away. If you want one of these and you can't find one locally because you're in the Rust Belt, then go out of the area. There's plenty available and they're not expensive. So you have a vehicle here that's great four-wheel drive performance, a very solid 6-cylinder engine. Is it worth saving? So the first thing I want to mention, if you're not familiar with these, this is a body on a frame Mercedes. And this isn't just your average weak frame. This is a fully boxed in frame. And the suspension on this is quite interesting. It's a lot different than what you've seen on a W123 or a W126 or so on. But I just pull the wheels off and I start looking around. Obviously, when I drove it here, the shocks felt kind of bad and the brakes didn't feel very good. So these pads are pretty thin. So right away, number one on my list is going to be fix these brakes even before I put more road time on this thing, because I'm going to put road time on this, make sure that mechanically it's sound before I put any more money into it. But I got to do something about these brakes. Okay, now let's take a look at these suspension points. A lot of times you can tell if these bushings are worn out because you'll see a little bit of rust. It'll be wet and you can kind of see there's been movement. But I'm looking at this upper control arm. I'm looking down here at the lower control arm. I'm looking at all the bushings. But look at this, no rust. I know some of you say, well, what's wrong with rust? Well, just try repairing and replacing all your front suspension or rear suspension when all the bolts have been rusted with road salt. So this looks really good here. You can see I don't have any major oil leaks. Look at the ground right there. This has been parked overnight, so I don't have things leaking out of the transmission or the transaxle or the engine. And that's a real plus on a high mileage car. You know, if you get these where they're leaking all over the place, you might want to run too. You can see, same here on the rear brake, this rotor has got a very sharp edge on it. It's getting very thin, although it's not severely scratched. You can see the corrosion here. Somebody hasn't, maintained these hubs. The pads are gone. But looking up here, look at this control arm that's used on the rear end. That's kind of interesting, totally unique. And look at the shock. It's like a coil over upside down on the rear suspension. This is something you don't see on other older Mercedes-Benzes. So taking a very close look at this rear differential, you can see it looks like we got a little bit of a leak coming out of this one axle seal here. The other side is dry, but looking at these axles, they got a tag on them right there. So these rear axles have been replaced. You can see the boots are in excellent condition. And most of the other suspension parts look pretty tight. It'll take more investigation, more drive to determine if that's so, but this is looking good. Just a slight leak right there. Okay, I want to take a quick look at the exhaust system, look for any holes or leaks, but this rear pipe, maybe something's been changed here because this is pretty clean. Look at this rear muffler. You don't see this big a muffler on any other 2000s era Mercedes. And coming up here where it splits, it also looks real tight, and I'm not seeing any leaks. You'll see blackness, you'll also hear it, but these are looking very good as well. Look it up in here. Look at how nice that is. I mean, sure, there's a couple spots and maybe a little surface rust, typical Northwest grain, but look at how clean this whole area is from rust. Look at how much easier it is to work on these bolts like on this differential. They're not all rusty. But take a look at the drive shaft. This is unique from what you've seen on other older Mercedes. There's not a flex disc here. It's just a universal joint on the rear. Now let's take a look at the center. And right here at the center bearing carrier, you've got another universal, and you've got a rubberized carrier similar to other Mercedes. I'm going to take a hold of the drive shaft and shake it. So that center bearing carrier and the universals actually feel real good. Now notice where the drive shaft enters the transfer case. There's no flex disc either. But just look at this transfer case. You know, I haven't come under here and cleaned anything, but this doesn't look original to me, not for 250,000 miles. Look at how clean this is, absolutely no leaks. And of course it was working properly when I drove it out here to the shop. Well, this may confirm it. Look at how clean the output shaft is coming out of the transfer case for this front drive shaft. And this front drive shaft doesn't look original either. It's just too clean, and it's all painted black. So same with the bottom of the transmission. I can't believe this. 250,000 miles? Look at this. Usually you see leaks. It's all wet. It's all wet up along the sides. This is totally dry up along the sides of the transmission. Okay, now I'm looking at the front differential, looking for leaks. You'll see them coming out of the seals here. You'll see them coming out of the input shaft coupling, and look how dry this front differential is. You know, this is really kind of amazing considering the mileage. And I'm looking at these axles. They've been replaced. Look at the tags. The boots are soft, excellent condition. So far, this is looking pretty good. The next thing I do is give the engine a good, quick inspection. And I've already done some of that, but I just want to show you the hood. This is so typical of these ML320s. The hood struts are shot. So how am I going to do a hood inspection if I can't keep it up? Well, I have my trusty adjustable hood strut there. Now what I'm doing is I pull the cover off, looking for excessive oil leaks. I'm just going to do a basic quick inspection here because I want to put some miles on this before I actually come back and start doing some work on it. So I'm going to check oil. Yeah, that's okay. I'll come over here and check power steering fluid. That's a little low, so I'm going to add some power steering fluid. It's okay because it's showing on the dipstick. And then I'm going to check coolant level is right there. It's up right there. I'm checking brake fluids up. That doesn't mean these fluids are good. It's just that I don't want to drive this very much until I actually make sure. I can't stress this. Make sure you have a good engine and a transmission before you start detailing out the interior or even replacing hood struts. But I gotta admit, I'm gonna replace those hood struts. So I inspect the air filter. This gives you a good idea of whether or not the car has been maintained at all. You'll take these out, they'll be so filthy. This isn't bad. You know, these should be changed every 24,000 miles or every 2 years. Then what I do is I'm going to pull out a spark plug, and there's a number of things you can tell. I pulled out the spark plug right here. Is this an oil burner? Okay, that's pretty clean. Now look at the gap. You can tell these haven't been changed in a while, but at least it's burning clean, and from the way this engine runs, this looks pretty good. Okay, I'm just looking at one plug. I'll probably go ahead and order all plugs, and then I'll inspect each one. But I do want to pull this off and check for breather leaks later on, but everything looks fairly good. I did take the mass airflow sensor and took cleaner to it because I already had this off the engine. And so what I'll do now before I hit the road is I'm going to go ahead and change the oil. Everything else is looking pretty good, and I'm going to drive this for a week. And in a week, I will come back and report back whether this car is worth saving. There's just one more thing I have to do before I hit the road. I just can't drive a car that looks like this. This yellowing of these headlights is just ridiculous. So I'll just take a few minutes. Okay, bear with me. I know I'm being a little crazy here, but we're going to polish these up before we give this thing a thorough test drive. Because I need to see where I'm going, by the way.